mounting the TV. It's a 65-inch. I had it up on the wall over there, but we decided we want it over here now. So I've got two studs, one here and one here, that are 16 inches apart. The mount, this big daddy, by the way, if you don't have one of these, this is the mount of all mounts. 16 inches won't center my TV, this area right here, over top of the fireplace. So we're gonna have to make shift, and we're gonna use a couple 2x4s. We're gonna make them about 24 inches long. So we're gonna put those into the studs, and then we're gonna mount the TV mount to the 2x4s. All right, tools you're gonna need: cordless drill. This bad boy, if you don't have one, will save your arms some work. That's a 1/2-inch drive electric impact. And then we're gonna have to drive these, which I've already drilled some pilot holes in my 2x4s. And we're gonna put those up on the wall and level them out. Obviously you're gonna need a level as well. Let's see how this goes. Just want to point out that I measured like 20 times because I never trust my measurements, and I don't ever want to have to drill a hole that's like a 1/2 inch off and worry about weakening whatever stud or the wall that it's going into. But I started my first hole there. Everything that you read online tells you that if you're going to have a mantle, which we are, then we need to go between, I think it was 8 and 12 inches above the mantle so it doesn't look cramped. So I'm going 12 inches above what would be the mantle right here. And allowing for the hang of the TV and the fact that it hangs about 1.5 inches lower than the mount, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up there. I'm doing this by myself so I can show you that it can be done by yourself, but I'm also doing this by myself because my wife hates the sound of this thing, and so do the dogs, and so I'm gonna do it while she's gone. Hopefully you can see this, but I've already got pilot holes drilled, which makes it easier. Let's see if we can get this bad boy started. Put it all the way in, just enough to hold it so that I can level it off. Okay? Let's see what happens. All right, so let's see here. Holy cow, that is almost level. I almost got lucky there. Split my 2x4 a little bit here too. I'm a little worried about that, but we'll see what happens. So right there is where it should go. Let's see here. Just going to measure a little bit because I like to measure 400 times. That is 14. That is 14. So what I'm going to do, hopefully, I'm going to push this up like that. Right there. And I'm going to measure 14. Okay, let's just see if we can get this bad boy in here. Without moving it too much, I don't want to split that 2x4. I'm going to have to put some more holes in it. So let's see here. Right there, we're level. Right there. So let's see if we get into a stud here. Moved a little bit. Just make sure we're staying level here. Right there. Alright, so we're still level. And I think we got in the stud. Alright, let's see if we can put this all the way in. There we go, guys. A little more. There we go. That is sturdy and level. And that's going to be the bottom mount. So the top one's going to go right above. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because I'm worried that this split, I cranked down on it a little too much with that 1/2 inch electric driver. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these two holes as my guide holes because I already know they're the right distance for the studs. So I'm gonna use them to drill holes here, but I'm going to give myself a little buffer in there, if you will. I'm gonna go in about, let's call it 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. That way those big bolt heads can sit down in here and they won't hamper mounting my bracket to it, because they stick out about that far and that bracket won't go over it. So we're just going to indent these a little bit, if I can use that term. I don't know what the technical term is for doing that, but hey, here we go. Okay, you can hear the neighbor's dog barking in the background at the wind, but so here we go. We got our two 2x4s. We've got the holes drilled with the pilot holes with an indent there so that the bolt head sits down in. And now we're gonna go try and put these up again and see if we can do it without splitting a 2x4. Okay, there we go. It's anchored in there. It's level, so now we're gonna measure from this one to the other one, and we'll get that put in there as well. I don't know if you can hear my Hair Nation going on in the background. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for that. Just want to show you real quick also why I ream those out, inset those bolt heads a little bit. Now they're flush with the edge of the 2x4. So when I go to put this bad boy on there, if you can see, it won't affect the mount. There we go. All right, so I'm getting ready to measure now. My holes on the mount, you can see the mount here. My holes are 13 3/4 apart, so I gotta allow for that when I put this other 2x4 up. By the way, happy birthday, Mick Mars. What is he, like 175? He was like 50 when he joined Motley Crue. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm measuring 13 3/4 from the center of my bolt hole, because that's the way we want it to match up. There we go. And I always set my Sharpie down somewhere and never remember where it goes. I always say, hey, put it behind your ear or put it in your pocket, and I always end up setting it down. So I'm gonna drill some more holes. Okay, so I'm always a big fan of drilling pilot holes, and that way I don't split something. So I'm gonna get this level. I've got that one bolt about halfway in. And I'm gonna use this to level and drill my pilot hole right there. Hopefully that hits the stud, which it should. Yep, there we go. Alrighty. Measure 10 times, cut and drill once. All right, so let's just put this other bolt up in here. Start it. I'm just gonna pull it out a little bit and guide it so I can feel it come through the back. There it is. I'm gonna put it right in that hole. That should be it. Let me get my level up. Hold on. Where is it? I think that's it right there. Let's see. Let's take a shot. There we go. Level. Bam. All right, there we go, level. I'm gonna drive these the rest of the way in, and now we're gonna start putting the mount on. By the way, just be careful. Don't ever get your finger caught behind the 2x4. Not that I've ever done that. There we go. All right. Okay, so all I'm going to do now, this is the easy part actually, is put this up. I'm going to pick a hole or a spot to drive my first bolt in. That's in the middle of the 2x4, and then I can adjust left and right and up and down from there. If that makes sense to you, I hope it does. So I'm going to do that now. So I want the middle of my TV to be in the middle of my fireplace, which will be in the middle of my mantle when it's up. So I obviously want the middle of my TV mount to be in the middle as well. So this is 43 inches. So I'm going, let's see here, we're going 21 and a half. Right there. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my level and I'm going to go up this one. Make sure that's lined up and go up this one. That should tell me that's my middle. All right, so let's just mark a guide hole here. I got to do this by myself, so again, my apologies if I'm blocking this. I just need a spot to drill. That's where my center is. So I'm going to do it somewhere around there. That's just going to be my first hole. I've got one more drill hole to level it out, obviously. Let's go. I'm still drilling guide holes, obviously, because I don't want to split my 2x4s. These bad boys are sturdy up here now. I promise you. I could probably stand on it if I could get up there. But I've drilled a guide hole here, and it went partially into the wall, which I want. Now, the bolts that I got are exactly like these, but they're a ½ an inch shorter. So they're still going to go into the wall and help anchor a little bit, but they're just mainly to hold the TV mount to the 2x4. All right, so first of all, let me say on that last clip, somehow I got this handy dandy little remote to video with on my camera. I guess I hit time lapse. So you got to see it fast forward. Good for you, you didn't have to hear me talk. So we got our guide hole, we got our next bolt. We're gonna feed it in there just a little bit. There we go, right there. There we go. Now, I don't have them all the way in. I'm only going 90% in until I get all 4 of them in, and then I'll tighten them all down. Just gonna check this level one more time, and we are golden. So now all I have to do is just drill a couple guide holes here. Just gotta make sure we get them straight in. One. Want to keep it as far away from that other hole so I don't split that 2x4, which is my nightmare. And now I got that. It's going right there, which I should just be able to line it up. There we go. This one here, I probably should have put this one on time lapse for you so you didn't have to hear me talk again, but here we go. We're just going to drive it all the way in, and we're going to be ready to hang this TV. I'll come back later, and I'm going to paint these the same color as the wall. Let me get on the, let me give you my good side. How about that? There we go. I'm telling you, this ½ inch drive electric is a beast. Thank you to my neighbor Reggie for giving it to me. Now we just got to get the socket off there. It's snug, everything is snug. And just because we are level as level can be. All righty, here we go. TV's going up. By the way, I just want to show you a little bit about this this wall mount. This thing it's the best one I've ever had. It was about 80 bucks. I found it at Costco. I can't remember the brand. I don't see it printed on here anywhere. But this bad boy pulls out, goes left, goes right, you go all the way. Like it's literally like a transformer. But there we go. TV's going on now. Okay, TV's up. I got some fingerprints on it I know I need to get off, but it's amazing how light these things are now. But here we go. Bottom is absolutely level. That means the top's level. That means I can hook it up. And Netflix, here we come. So just briefly, this is my view from sitting on the couch. Looks like it's perfect height to me. I can see a little bit of that 2x4 under there, but like I said, I'm getting ready to paint it the same color as the wall, so we should be good to go. All right, so there we go. All mounted, the 2x4 on the bottom where you can see a 1/16 of an inch of it showing through. I painted that the same color as the wall. I got the cords and a cable hider painted the same color as the wall as well. It's all up there. I hope this helped you. If you did enjoy it, if you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Thanks. See you on the next video.